What is the meaning of war? Is it an opportunity for triumph, or evidence of our greatest failure? Ours is to vanquish the unliving, but is that the true path? Is our way, our world, something worth saving? Answer my query, stranger, and I will know the difference between triumph and failure. Answer my query, and I will tell you if wars have any meaning. Then it is as I feared. The people have lost the very hope that is our salvation. And perhaps I too may have counted myself among them. That is, before your arrival. A dark messenger. One final temptation to test my faith. Yours is not an opinion I agree with. The war I fight may not be a triumph, but hers was a death that could not be avoided. For the last 2 years, I have embarked on a single road. Ours was to walk its twists and turns, overcome its many obstacles. All the while believing that if I followed it to the end, I would find redemption. Only it appears the road ends here. In this hollow cave, with the corpse of the child I was asked to save. It was rumored that the child left for Eastmarch to join the Stormcloaks, in defiance of the father's alignment with the Empire. For a lord's house, the truth was far more incriminating. And for a loving father, one far more heartbreaking. Thus the Lord could not trust anyone, save an Argonian prisoner. One guilty of the child's same crime. Vampirism. Yes, the skin, eyes, and fangs are telltale signs. But some men can't be sure the same is true for other races. I was staying at an inn near the border when one of the local Nords decided to take offense with my presence. His was to challenge me to a brawl, and when I refused, he accused me of being a vampire. The word was toxic. That morning, 2 bodies were found outside, torn to shreds. Unrecognizable masses, if not for the bones and teeth. Things were tense around the village, and the gods were in a hurry to solve the case and placate the locals. I made an easy scapegoat. Locked in that cell for days, I began to starve. Not for blood, but for food. Theirs was to offer me bread in exchange for a confession. It was better to die by the axe than starvation, but few can stomach either. So I did what all mortals do when there is no logical escape. I prayed. To Julianos for temperance, to Stendar for mercy, to Mara for love. And when I awoke the next morning, my cage was gone, as was my hunger. Ours is not to jest about things that are so grave. I did not escape. I was pardoned. But it was not the pardon I sought. The night before, I was paid a visit by a man, his face shrouded by the hood of his robe. In his arms he cradled an urn, filled with the dust of a vampire. The dust was to be scattered around my cell, as proof of my demise. I knew not how much coin he had passed to my jailers, but it was enough to carry on with the ruse. Outside the barracks, a carriage awaited us both. It took us to a nearby chateau, where I would meet my true employer. When they brought me before the House Lord, I told him I did not kill those men. he told me he already knew. The real murderer was his own kin. He asked me if it was true about vampires, if they formed clans, family. He wanted to know if I knew where his daughter had fled. I told him no, but I could find her. After all, I was a hunter, a member of the Order of the Virtuous Blood. So I told him why I came to Skyrim and my desire for penance. Then he made an offer. A second chance for him, his daughter, and for me. Ours is to wait here for more of her brethren. The girl may have taken a liking to some of them, and chosen to infect rather than kill. If you're in need of a companion, however, I will be honored to journey with you on your quest. Yours is to lead, ours is to follow. The rift reminds me of my wife. Hers was an Argonian with jewels on her horns, sunlight on her breath, and scales as vibrant as the autumn leaves.
An Herbalist's Guide to Skyrim by Agneta Failure. Those avoiding this northern province due to claims of barbarism or concerns over climate are doing themselves a disservice. In fact, Skyrim has a wealth of materials that every alchemist would do well to avail himself of. I have travelled extensively throughout this land, and here are but a few of my findings. Bleeding Crown. The caps of these mushrooms do indeed appear smeared with blood, though it is often hard to see in the dark, damp places in which they grow. Not uncommonly found in Skyrim, their abundance is countered by a difficulty in acquiring them. As any experienced herbalist knows, the darkest of caves often conceal far more than mere mushrooms. Nonetheless, these potent fungi, when combined with certain powered antlers, produce a mixture rendering one quite susceptible to poison. Their usefulness is also quite apparent when mixed with lavender, creating a substance highly resistant to magic. Dustbell. Folklore abounds about this flower found in the swamps of Hjalmarch. Some stories claim it grows where unfortunate deaths have taken place. Others insist it grows first and then lures unsuspecting people and animals to their doom. I have found no direct evidence to support these stories. Indeed, I found the flowers difficult to locate at all. While it is most well known for its use in poisons, it would be remiss to overlook that the blossoms of the Dustbell are very effective in mixtures for boosting one's alchemy skill. Dragonfly. A surprising number of insects survive in Skyrim's climate, many thriving in the lower southern areas of the province. Dragonflies can be found in a great many places, and while catching them can be a daunting prospect, the reward is well worth the effort. It was beyond the scope of my research to determine whether the orange and blue dragonflies are fully different breeds or merely simple color variations, but through experimentation I found that the orange dragonfly, when combined with the very hardy barnacles found along the coast, transfers some of their flighty nature, giving the herbalist some very nimble fingers. Hagraven Claw. The claws of a hagraven are best obtained in shops. It is inadvisable to suggest one collects them oneself. These creatures have traded in their humanity for access to powerful magics, And the transformation they undergo infuse their entire being with some element of that power. Ingesting the powdered claws makes one more resistant to magic, but an especially curious property of the claws is revealed when mixed with snowberries, often found in Skyrim's higher elevations. I found myself capable of comprehending enchantments I had believed mystifying after ingesting the mixture, and have passed this knowledge on to several cloaked wizards who were grateful for the knowledge. Jazbale. There was a time when it would be considered treason to pick one of these grapes without express permission from the Emperor himself. It is my understanding that although growers in Skyrim were successful in improving the fruit's survivability, it came at the cost of flavor. No longer is it quite the prize it once was. And yet, growing amidst the volcanic tundra of Eastmarch, it is still immensely useful for concocting potions. Mages value it highly, as it can be combined with simple garlic to enhance the regeneration of magic. While no longer against the law, picking these grapes in large amounts is best kept to oneself. Lunar Mothwing. As with the dragonflies, I was taken aback by the number of butterflies, moths, and other insects that manage to thrive in Skyrim. The lunar moth is especially beautiful. It is thin, almost ephemeral wings seem too delicate to hoist anything into the air, giving them an almost magical appearance. Indeed, that sense extends to the properties they exhibit when crushed and distilled, an action I admit was difficult to perform at the first, no matter my resolve to discover all that Skyrim has to offer. These creatures are simply that beautiful. While they can be used for creating poisons that emit magicka, I feel that would be a waste of their potential. Do not be alarmed if, when the wings are broken down almost completely, they appear to almost disappear under your control. That very quality makes the wings quite effective in potions of invisibility. Tundra Cotton. Not all Nords are savages wrapped in animal skins, holding at the moon. There are a wide variety of fabrics worn through the land, thanks to it no small part to the stubborn tundra cotton. It soaks up what rain it can in the plains west of Whiterun and blooms frequently. While it does not exhibit any of the more striking alchemical properties, it is a staple in potions for not only fortifying magicka, but for resisting spells as well. I wonder if that quality is what allows it to have adapted so well to this climate. Nightshade. The name and shape of this plant are known to all. Long understood to be one of the more potent components in many poisons, the average Nord keeps his distance from the bright purple flowers nested among dark leaves. It is exceedingly effective as a pure poison, but can also be combined with other compounds to stiffen joints as well. It is thus favored amongst those who wish to disable their opponents in battle, and can be found coating the blades of many of the more unsavory characters in Skyrim.
have gotten away with it if it wasn't for those meddling jaw. Oh, it seems that Teed is still going. Unfortunate. What is it? What do you want, Joe? Can't you see I'm in the midst of a nap? Why not? My scales are comfortable enough to rest on and keep the cold out. It can be awfully draughty in some of these ruins. Before you so rudely came along and woke me from my slumber, I was enjoying an old Hanu. Ah, but the younglings do so love to talk. I should think not. The jaw are so weak, and their hovels catch fire so easily. It's all so pointless. There's no sport in it, although Alduin tries to get us to do it as much as possible. Culper's End and all that. Oh, it's enough to make your scales itch. Some of my keen need to relax. And anyway, you're a big hero, aren't you? I'm sure you'll be there to slay the foul beast as soon as I try. I'm sure you could, but it's hardly worth the effort now, is it? You remind me of my brothers, always wanting to creef and arg. How boring. They should listen to Paarthurnax and take to meditating. The World Eater can wait. I certainly have. It seems only yesterday the Jaw were trying the Golt upon us. You again. Oh.
This here's a toll road, see? You're gonna have to hand over, say, 200 gold if you want to use our road. Ha! Tough talk for someone who's about to have their guts spilled. What was that?
Need something? I'll take my leave then. Get him! Kill him!
Need something?
Yes. Nobody here now.
That's the last of them. That's the last of them.
Well, that's taken care of. No thanks to you. I'll take my leave then.
Fine. You lost?
What's your business here?
What is it? What? Where am I? Yes? Did you want something? If you say so. All right then.
I don't claim to be the best blacksmith in Whiterun. Jorland Greymane's got that honor. The finest weapons and armor. Thanks for the business.
Be careful.
Got something for just about everybody in here. Give a holler if you have any questions.
Damn it. All this walking is giving me a front wedgie. Oh, I said that out loud, didn't I?
Everything's for sale, my friend. Everything. Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures. Do come back.
You just find that lying around? Must be your lucky day.
Watch it!
Everything's for sale, man.
Foolish old woman. You know nothing. Nothing of our struggles, our suffering.
Nothing. And what of my son? Hmm? What of Thorald? Is he nothing? So don't talk to me about suffering.
Your son chose his side and he chose poorly, and now he's gone. Such is the way of war. The sooner you accept his loss, the better.
I will never accept his death. My son still lives. I feel it in my heart.
potions and alchemy reagents. Pardon me, but do I detect a case of the rattles? As long as you clean up. You know how to use it, right? Mix a couple of ingredients together, see what happens. A little wheat and blisterwort makes a healing potion, if you didn't know. We have plenty of ingredients for sale, too. So you're interested in my potions and ingredients? Come back anytime if you need a remedy. I offer remedies for ailments both common and rare. Interesting mixture. Keep experimenting. You'll improve with practice. If there's anything I can help you with, you ask. I sell cures for all ills, and I'll be happy. I have several elixirs for sale. So you're interested in my potions and ingredients? Good day.
So, what do I have to do to get a drink around here? Which song? Oh, I love that one.
Tonics,
The sun
salves,
has set, the
poultices,
dark
and potions on
appeared,
their shelves.
another cave that
Browse to your
wasn't
heart's
clear.
content.
The torch was lit, weapon sheatheded, but she didn't know when it was needed. She walked right in a steady pace. It was one of those other days when a cave was her home. The cave was her home. To keep her warm, the booze was near, made place for joy instead of fear. Another night to overcome. In the cave there was her home. The cave was her home.
Welcome. Let me know if you want anything. Think I got a clean mug around here somewhere. If it's work you need, how about chopping up some wood for the fires? Drink for the thirsty, food for the hungry. Need anything else? Just let me know.
All the gold in Hammerfell isn't worth cleaning up another pool of vomit.
Let me guess. You want to talk? Which song? Oh, I'd love to sing for you. Drink to the youth for years yet to come, for the age of the dragons is just about done. We'll drive out the people and not pay what we owe. With your blood and your money, we'll send them back home. Down with all the wind, the big ugly beast. On the day of your death, we will drink and we'll feast. We're the people of Skyrim and we fight for our lives. And when the Dragonborn reckons, everybody must die. But this land is mine, so let's see it wiped clean of the dragons that ruined our hopes and our dreams. Do you have something to say? Which song? Oh, I love that one. The hero has a warrior's heart. I tell you, the Dragonborn comes. With a voice wielding power and some ancient order. Believe, the Dragonborn comes. It's an end to the evil and everyone knows. Beware, the Dragonborn comes. For the darkness has passed and the flowers yet grow. You'll know the Dragonborn comes.
Then let us trade, and let us both prosper from the outcome.
So I'm making them up. Na 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 da da da, na 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 na, Dovahkiin, na 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 na.
Bits and baubles for sale.
Oh crap.
I enjoy this work well enough, but I'm ready to retire. I've been thinking of selling the Intwi Solda. Anyway, what do you need?
Wear and easier to put on.
What can I get you? I think I've got some mugs need scrubbing.
Then let us trade, and let us both prosper from the outcome.
Hungry, tired, or just plain thirsty? Honest gold for honest work. I...
I'll have to talk with Balgruuf and get that fool cast out for good.
Brett seems to be very popular.
I know your family's honor is important to you, but we can't afford it.
It took me weeks to find that thieves' den. I can't stop now, and I can't get the sword on my own.
So you're willing to starve your wife and daughter to reclaim some rusty old sword?
I just need to hire one, maybe two good men. You won't starve.
I'll put it plainly. You can claim your sword, or you can keep your wife. If you set foot outside that gate, I won't be here when you return.
Need something? My Sapphire doesn't like that I've been spending so much time looking for my father's old sword. He fed his entire family with the gold he made using that weapon. I'm not about to let it gather dust in some thief's trophy room. I tracked it to a group of bandits nearby, but I'm no fool. I'd need the Whiterun guards or maybe hire the companions to get it. I don't know why I'm saying this, but if you find it out in your travels, I'd be grateful to you. I can teach you a few things. Saphir! Wait,
What is it? Which song? Oh, there once was a hero named Ragnar the Red. He came riding to Whiterun from Ororikstead. And the man did something and brandished his blade as he told of some battles and gold he had made. But then he went quiet, did Ragnar the Red, when he met a fierce woman, Matilda, who said, "Oh, you talk and you lie and you drink all our mead. Now think it's high time that you stop that and bleed." And so then came clashing and slashing of steel as the brave lass Matilda charged in with a meal. And the man named Ragnar was talking no more when his ugly big head rolled around on the floor.
Come on in. You got warm food, warm drinks, and warm beds. Need something? Honest gold for honest work. Be careful and stay safe.
I want a drink, not company. Now go.
Was there something you wanted? Which song? Sure, why not? Beware of the woman with the bow and arrow, especially when she is holding a boost. A brilliant idea left her to handle, but handling a weapon was too hard to do. She sat in the bush and while studying herself, she focused on movement while vision was blurred. The arrow got planted in the bottom of an elf, and the screams that came from him were the loudest she heard. Yes, I'm listening. Which song? Sure, why not? The sun has set, the dark appeared, another cave that was unclear. The torch was lit, weapon sheathed, but she didn't know when it was needed. She walked right in a steady pace. It was one of those other days when a cave was her home. The cave was her home. To keep her warm, the booze was near and made place for joy instead of fear. Another night to overcome. In the cave there was her home. The cave was her home.
Come on in. We got warm food, warm drinks, and warm beds.
Be careful.
Yeah? Honest gold for honest work. Be careful out there.
I don't like strangers.
Come to Dragon's Reach to discuss the ongoing hostilities, like the rest of the great warriors? So, you wish to master the arcane arts? You know, if you've... The aptitude. You should join the Mages College in Winterhold.
You better give me 5 septims right now or I'm gonna bloody your nose.
No, please! I really don't have any money, Brave. I'll give you 10 septims tomorrow. Just
You
don't
never
hit
did
me.
tell me about your parents.
Septims tomorrow.
I mean,
Battle
you
Boy.
were
Or I'm
dragonborn.
gonna bloody your nose,
So,
man.
do you have ancestors that are dragons? That would be really disturbing if you did.
Tell me, do you believe in mighty Arche, god of life and death? I'm glad to know that because I need your help. You see, I've lost something precious. My amulet of Arche. It's the source of my divine powers and also a sacred badge of office. I misplaced it in the catacombs. I'd look for it, but I have been hearing noises down there. I fear the dead have become restless. Without that amulet, I'm powerless to confront them. Would you be willing to search for it? I'll just wait here and make sure nothing foul escapes the catacombs. The blessing of Arche be upon you.
Yes. I study corpses. I am, after all, a priestess of Kinnereth. On the contrary, I'm doing independent research on the nature of death. If we can better understand how an injury or illness kills, we'll be more adept at applying a remedy. Although, given the state of the temple, I can see why you'd mistake a healer for an undertaker. I do find humor deflects the more unsavory aspects of handling bodies. For instance, in Eastmarch, there's a priestess of Arcane named Helgerd. She was a lot funnier than me. Smarter too. She could pinpoint the cause of death by studying the corpse's exterior. She could determine the time by markers of decay. 2 reasons, really. The Temple of Kinnereth and the ample supply of bodies. It allows me to conduct my research while still upholding my duties as a priestess. Of course, the corpses here aren't the only specimens worth study. There's also the men. Currently, I'm deducing the nature of poison. It seems that regardless of the substance, the body has a threshold which cannot be surpassed. This can vary depending on the substance. For instance, the toxicity of nightshade is far higher than that of jazzbay grapes. A jazzbay grape, on the other hand, can leave you susceptible to destruction magic. All things, when consumed in enough quantity, can kill. It is. There's a story, in fact, of a man who drank from a fountain that was rumored to restore youth. An elderly man, he consumed water from dawn until dusk, until his stomach bloated like a gourd. The sun hadn't set when the man collapsed and died. It turns out he succumbed to water poisoning. For him, water was the source of all death. Similarly, as poison is in the dose, mortality is bound to time. A simple cut, if allowed to fester, can be fatal. While some areas are more tolerant than others, preventing death is simply a matter of restoring a wound within that set window. That's why efficiency is crucial in the field. Many deaths happen because there's simply not enough time to find a healer. True, both healing spells and potions restore the body as a whole, but most of this energy seems wasted in the process. I never implied my work was solely on the dead. I used to experiment on small animals. I'd make cuts in multiple locations and attempt to heal only one of the incisions. If the spell succeeded, I would compare the result to a traditional healing spell, as well as the amount of magicka required to cast it. But this presented a new dilemma. Trapping wild animals isn't as easy as opening a coffin. There's also the matter of the screaming. Animals can be quite obnoxious when cut or burned. It's as if they don't understand the concept of research. Yes, it'd be nice if they could volunteer. Not to be eaten, of course. I suspect that would make it more difficult to eat them. The noises they made were such that I had to abandon my testing. Fortunately, I found a suitable replacement. Me. Twice, but only to heal myself afterwards. The problem is that so far, only one spell has been required to mend both wounds. By concentrating its effects at a specific area rather than the body as a whole. For a master of restoration, sure, the point is moot. Even a grand healing spell is but a portion of their magicka reserve. But for a novice mage or spell sword, the amount saved on magicka potions alone could be substantial. I have no doubt it would, but I don't like support, and Skyrim has no shortage of test subjects. There's 3 types of research. The first is done purely for knowledge. The college mages fall into this category. The second is driven by agenda, the most common of which are money and war. Mostly money, but war's a close second. The third is altruistic, or more specifically, in service to the gods. My research follows no banner. It serves the will of the gods and the protection of all those who worship them. If my research is used for war, then I'm not to blame, even if I'm partly responsible. I trust that people are inherently good, because if mortals are corrupt, then it makes little difference what one person does. Plenty. You just have to ask the right questions. Sorry, that's an old necromancer joke. I couldn't resist. Basically, I need test subjects for my restoration research. The dead tell me how certain ailments work. Unfortunately, unlike exterior damage, it's difficult to pinpoint injuries and disease that happen within. You have to dissect the body and look for patterns. Then you compare the results with healthy bodies that died from more obvious wounds. I've always had a soft spot for sailors and travelers, for whom Kinnereth is the matron. They would often visit the temples and pay homage and tend to their wounds. I marveled at these strange visitors from faraway lands, and the priestess whose touch could bind cuts, soften bruises, and solder bones. But what intrigued me most of all was the concept of pain. It was pain that brought these men to the temple first, and the tavern second. The smart ones anyway. The others came too when the ale failed to cure them. Farewell.
So, you like using just one hand for your weapon? I always thought you had good wrist action. But then again, women can be quite good with a hand.
Then let us trade, and let us both prosper from the outcome. Let the light illuminate the shadow.
How many people does it take to screw a chandelier? I don't know, but it could be painful. You know, because you might fall and hurt yourself.
I spend so much time among the dead, I sometimes forget how much I miss the company of the living. Oh, thank Archay! Please, take this gold for your troubles. It was a pleasure.
Got some good pieces out here if you're looking to buy. More inside.
Then let us trade, and let us both prosper from the outcome.
I don't claim to be the best blacksmith in Whiterun. Jorland Greymane's. Take a look. Don't forget to check inside the shop if you need anything.
It seems this damnable conflict has claimed everyone's passions of late. Me, I prefer my books and my spells. I had you figured for a mage. I think you'll appreciate this. Remember, your mind is the best weapon you have.
Have you seen that wimpy kid around Whiterun? Can you believe he gets picked on by a little girl? I feel like joining in, but I doubt his parents would be pleased.
Had enough of fish and fowl. May treat
Pity,
yourself and your
lady,
kin
and
to a
spare
choice
me a
cut
few
of steak or a tender rack of ribs.
want to hurt my pretty face.
Don't let my looks fool you. Looks can be deceiving. Maybe that's the point.
I think I need to go to bed after all this walking. Care to join? Oh, no, I didn't mean, you know, I meant separate. I think I should just stop talking.
Before I was hatched, my mother had a vision of me wading amongst the histories. And with that, I had my name.
Was there something you wanted? Huh, you're no fun. Let's not hang around then. bet if a guy found out his wife was Dragonborn, he wouldn't be best pleased. Men already constantly complain about being shouted at by their wives. I mean, can you imagine a Dragonborn woman shouting at her husband? That would really give him something to complain about.
In the end, I saw the child for what she had become. Not a girl, but a monster. And there is no reconciling with that.